Hey everyone, welcome to another Otherverse hobby video. My name is Tyson. Today I'm going to be painting a Heavy Lokhust Destroyer in the colors of the Mephrit Dynasty for the Necron army. I'm going to be painting this to match the Necron warriors I helped my wife finish up so that she can move on to her Death Guard army. Stick around to the end and we'll see my progress from my project plastic to painted, what I got and what I've painted since the last video. Thanks everyone. Alright, so we primed the Lokhust Heavy Destroyer with Lead Belcher, and I left it in 2 sub-assemblies just to make painting easier. And the first step is to cover it in Nuln Oil Gloss, which I've already done. So I'm going to start off with spilling a whole bunch of black onto my parchment paper and painting with Abaddon Black to paint the gun casing black. Kira decided on painting the guns black to make sure there was a little differentiation so that the whole army wasn't just silver and orange. So here we go. Oh, look at that guy paint. So the next step is Deathworld Forest. As you can see, I don't have these paints in dropper bottles. My wife was kind of hoarding them aside with the rest of her Necron models. So I kind of forgot to take care of those, but I'll do that now. So get a Deathworld Forest over all of the big armor panels. This is something that the Mephrit Dynasty uses for kind of a spot color. Makes it a little more interesting, breaks up that silver, and I think it's a nice tone. Looks really good, a nice contrast with the bright orange energy that we'll get to later. So we use a Ghost White from Reaper to do the chest. In the elite models for Mephrit Dynasty, they use white for the heads and white for chests for characters on top of that. Seemed like a pretty sizable model, so I decided to do a little bit of the opposite and just do the chest armor in the white. This Ghost White from Reaper is fantastic. It covers really well. 2 very thin coats is all you really need. So now we're going to start with Jokaero Orange. Do this as a base layer for everything that I want to be bright orange after. Orange is a tough color. These models have been kind of languishing to the side. Kira was struggling with getting the orange done, so I kind of jumped in to help. She's kind of itching to get onto her Death Guard army. That's her favorite. That's her first love. But we wanted to get these guys done since we had so many of them so far along. Honestly, there are like 50 models that are 75 to 90% done, and we got a ton of them done this week. While I'm painting this model, I actually painted a second one right after, and a couple of the days before and after it, I painted an awful lot of Necron models. Just getting this energy done so that they can be complete. Chthonian Camo shade is being applied over the Death World Forest, just to try to get some of those recesses done, some of the divots and dents in the armor to kind of give it a little excitement, show that a little bit. I'll eventually go over it after with the Death World Forest. And intermission. Very exciting. So now, Orange Fire from Vallejo. This is a really bright color. It's also covers pretty well. I only really need 1.5 coats. It's not like a 3 or 4 coat thing like some of the Citadel oranges, especially on top of the Jokaero Orange base. We put this on all of the energy bits, the cables, and the little glowy bits. So now we're on to White Scar. So we're gonna edge highlight the white torso there just a little bit. Put it along the collarbone, along the inside edges of the metal rib cage there. A little Balthasar Gold just for some very minor accent colors. I use it a couple of places on the model itself, and a couple of spots on the gun just to break it up again. There's so many Necron models are just like a lead belcher or the whatever other metallic. It's easy to just have it look like a metal model. So the Ogryn Camo, I'm going to use that to highlight the armor plates. I use it in the flat areas along the back edges, as well as the actual very edges. Do a few small lines along the details. The little metal panel there that's not in focus right now. Edge highlighting can be a real pain in the butt, but if you take your time, don't put too much paint on the brush, and try to use the edge, whenever possible. With a little practice, you can do it pretty well and get it pretty efficient at it. Also, don't be afraid to use your base color and touch up after. It's very easy to end up with a highlight line that's a little wider than you want. But it only takes a moment with the base paint, and you can turn that little mistake into a perfect looking line. So now we're going with some Stormhost Silver here. Do some edge highlighting. Honestly, the rank and file models we didn't even do this with. There's so many Necron warriors. I mean, we've got 2 20-man blobs of them. But on something like this, Heavy Lokhust Destroyer, enough names there. On a model like this, it deserves a few extra minutes of highlights. So I'll run it along some of the edges, try to make some lines where the light could be catching, just to bring some interest to the model. While he's painting away, just like to take a second to mention that we have the Otherverse Hobby Hangout Facebook group. Would love to see you guys join in, show us the models you're painting, the work in progress, the collections, the whole army showcase, maybe even just your piles of shame. I'd love to see you join. We also have Otherverse Games on Instagram, and our website, www.otherversegames.com, where me and my friends are putting up articles about our general hobby-related experience. Not just miniature games, but board games, role-playing games, video games, kind of anything adjacent to the miniature games that we're showing here. So, in preparation for the end here, I use a white scar to put some white kind of dots to make a little highlight, and I do the same thing on the line along this kind of energy cable here. And then I get out my airbrush, a little detail airbrush, and put some of the the orange fire in there with the airbrush thinner, watered down quite a bit, and just spray that over the orange places, add a little glow around the edges, and makes that orange really pop, give it a nice bright glow. And a quick update on our plastic that painted. Here's 10 cursed city icons, 6 ultimate badasses, got 20 Necron warriors finished, 10 immortals, we got a reanimator, plasmancer is little dudes, and I also bought Star Wars Legion. Well, here's the reveal. The Lokhust Heavy Destroyer, this is the one I painted on video. I got another one painted up as well. So far, since the last video, I bought 33 models, but I painted 58. Not the best progress in the world, but I will take it.